All right, streamers. I don't know about you all, but I've had about enough of all this child sexualization that's going around. Everything that I'm seeing. If you look around you, I'm sure you can see it yourself. It's in the schools. It's in the movies. It's on the TV shows. And I'm going to talk about two stories today that I've read in the past 2 days that really pisses me off. All right. The first one comes from Asia. Japan, China, one of those Asian countries, where a Victoria's Secret like fashion show was conducted with minors, and not just minors, but children at the ages as low as 4 years old, in lingerie and lace, prancing around on stages, doing the catwalk in their slutty little gear, right? While old perverts snapping pictures. That's fucking sick. And where we're at, that would be considered child pornography. Now, I don't know about the laws over there, what's common for them, but that shit's disgusting. I seen that article, I seen it on Drudge. It came from Yahoo, and there's a couple other websites. I'll put in the links in the description. I don't really think that anybody wants to see that shit. So, but I'll put it there if in case you want to read the link. But that's just disgusting. And when I think about that, I think about like back in the day, the child burlesque dancers and all that type of stuff. If you think about Shirley Temple, that's where she got her start. It's kids in scandalous outfits, being polarized, being really used and abused. They're being sexualized. That is disgusting. A kid is a kid. They should be coloring, playing with Tonka trucks or dolls or whatever the hell they want to play with. They should not be a member of the sexualization society. None of that shit. The other topic is coming out of California, of all places, imagine that, is a transgender day camp with children down to 3 years old can attend. And one of the comments in this article said, what is too young to know what your gender is? What is too old to figure out what your gender is? Well, first of all, you're either a fucking boy or you're a girl. There's no real in between unless you're a hermaphrodite. There's some of those cases there. I get that. That works itself out typically. Studies show that. At the end of the day, children don't really have a sexuality. I have a daughter that loves Star Wars. Doesn't make her a fucking dude. If my son liked to play with some Barbie dolls sometimes with his G.I. Joes, I wouldn't think, hey, I need to put a dress on this dude. No. This is disgusting that we're pushing this on our children. And I'm not saying you are, but the society in general is. And if you're seeing this like I'm seeing this, I hope you're disgusted. And I hope that you, in your mind, think, what the hell can I do about this? Me, I'm doing videos. I'm talking to people on the street. I'm writing my legislator. Whoever I can speak to potentially get this stuff stopped, I am talking to. I think that everybody should have enough intuition and enough feelings and passion about this to try to put a stop to this. Because before you know it, our whole society is going to be like a damn kaleidoscope. Colors everywhere. And nobody's going to know what the hell they are. I read this, especially with the transgender kids. Well, you got to accept who they are. Well, what if your son at 6 years old goes, Dad, I think I'm a serial killer. You supposed to buy him a knife? Some duct tape? A shovel? Some lime? Start telling him how to do it? No. You wouldn't push that. So why would you push this? It's simple science here when it comes to boys and girls. Boys have penises, girls have vaginas. I'm not trying to be a heartless bastard, but the children, penises, vaginas, and that's what you are. I'm not saying your daughter has to wear a dress. There are tomboys out there. There's some feminine ass dudes. That's fine. They might even grow up to be gay. That's fine too. You should still love your children. However, this whole transgender thing with your kids, and especially at the early age of 3, 4, 5 years old, no, that's bullshit. They don't even get conscious thought till they're 8. And that's scientifically proven. So why are we fighting science all of a sudden? Like, this is basic science. This is not even like climate change science, which is total bullshit. You know, where everyone's arguing. It's been basically set down in our law books of scientific facts what a boy and a girl is. Your bone structures and density of your bones, your reproductive systems. There's many things that constitutes what a boy and a girl is. Yes, a boy might be born, you know, they all have the Y chromosome. That doesn't make him part girl. No. And that doesn't make a girl part boy. None of that shit. They might have high levels of testosterone. They're a little butchy. Doesn't make them a boy. Because the guy can't reproduce no matter what you do. Science ain't that far in advance. So we need to start pushing against this shit or our society's really going to get fucked up. You know, I've talked about cultural Marxism, and yes, they push this type of degenerateness in our society. And this is like full-blown proof in your face. I mean, they are affecting our children and half these fucking parents. Your parents, you're abusing your children when you start doing this shit. And not to mention, when you do this shit, do you ever think about the suicide rate of these transgenders? If I'm not mistaken, it's over 40%. I'm not willing to risk that with my kid. Push them into something that almost half of them commit suicide. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I understand that depression's a big thing these days. It's a big market. You know? People rather be hooked on pills than drink a beer. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with people these days? Everybody's fucking sad or a different sex. Like, I've really blown my top on this one. I can't stand to see this shit, especially with kids. I have enough problems with the whole transgender idea because of the scientific differences that, you know, if you want to be, yeah, I want to be a god today. So I'm a god, you know. But I can't put wings on my kid and he's Kid Icarus and going to fly to the sun. No, it's bullshit. You know, stop placating to, you know, everything your child says. At some point, you have to be a parent and go, no, this is this and this is this. You're a boy. You're a girl. Sorry for you. You know? The children are the most bipolar things in the world. Because they don't understand conscious thought. They don't understand their emotions. You know, that's why babies cry all the time and they get angry. Because it's the two things they can latch on to. However, you know, that must mean that it's a different sex. No, that's bullshit. I'm sorry to be cussing a lot and kind of going off track, but this shit, it's really crazy. You look around and people are having day camps and like they're trying to create like this is a great positive thing to push their kid into suicidal tendencies. You know, by all means, fuck. Anyways, if you agree with what I'm saying, and you have children, or you don't have children, you aspire to have children, or maybe you don't have children at all, and you won't ever have children, but if you agree with what I'm saying, something needs to be done. Like I said before, talk to whoever you can. If you know people that are pushing for this and think that this is okay because, you know, why should we suppress somebody else, even though that's not us? No, have a conscious talk with them. Like, no, this isn't right. You know? Give them facts, statistics, reasoning, logic, evidence. All these things. Maybe not displayed the way I just did. But, you know, you got to speak to people. Speak to your, like I said, your legislator. Speak to your community. Speak to your school board. Anyone that you can speak to try to put a stop to a lot of this stuff. You know, do not attend a baby fashion show. You know, I don't know why, like, I've seen it before. My dad was actually a baby little king. They put a crown on his head. Like that's the weirdest shit ever. Like, you're not handsome, you're just a baby. You're kind of goofy looking. All babies are goofy looking. They're cute, but they're goofy looking. And so at the end of the day, you know, if Um, the clothing line that you've been buying your kids is also selling some like bikinis for toddlers. Stop buying that stuff. Go somewhere else. Boycott that type of crap. Stop giving it back to them. Stop giving these people an alley to run this craziness on. We need to put our foot down for once and stand for something. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And it's getting out of hand, especially when it comes to children. There's so much pedophilia around. There's so much sexualization of children. It's no wonder this world is the way it is. Look at the millennials now. You think that they were raised differently? I doubt it. This next batch coming up is probably going to be worse. Because the millennials today haven't had, thousands of hours of transgender camps. It's indoctrination camps of fucking crazy town. We need to stop this shit.